Okay, we got sound. Yes, we got sound. I think we're all ready to go. So look, alrighty. So hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so I haven't been live for ages. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I'm not advertising as much as I used to. But that just means I'm not paying as much money to Facebook and Google. So you know, it kind of balances itself out, right? So yeah, we're back here tonight and we got a good one on tonight. So I'm gonna jump right into it and I'll go through the specs of the system and then we'll jump right in and start assembling it. So we got a Ryzen 9 9950 X3D CPU, 16 cores, 32 threads. So this is basically the best CPU you can get right now for gaming and productivity without going to an HEDT platform, which has, you know, CPUs up to, you know, $20,000 and stuff. Not for ordinary people. For most people, this is the top tier CPU in terms of performance, both for productivity and for gaming. For our motherboard here, look at this one. We've got a fancy ass motherboard here. We've got a ROG Strix X870E-E gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. It's got Wi-Fi 7 and we'll have a look at that board a little bit more when we unbox it. So for storage, we got a couple of crucial P3 plus 2 terabytes there. And then for our boot drive here, we've got a crucial T705. So T705 is the fastest NVMe SSD that you can get your hands on right now. We've got a kit of Corsair Dominator Titanium RAM, 6000 MHz CL30. We have an Asus Prime RTX 5080 16GB VRAM graphics card there with the triple fans. We have a Thermaltake 1050 watt 80 plus gold GFA3 power supply here. So this is a Cybernetics Platinum rated power supply in terms of its quality tier, so it's right up there. It has a 10-year manufacturer's warranty. We have a Lian Hydro Shift, upside down there, Lian Hydro Shift cooler here with the LCD screen. We have a Antec C5 wood case with the wood panel there at the front, so it's quite a nice and stylish looking case there. And down here to the side, I haven't picked it up yet, but I have 10 Lian Li Infinity wireless fans here, including 4 reverse and 6 normal, which is going to deck out our Antec C5 wood case. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty good bloody build. I would be stoked if this was my PC, but unfortunately I can't justify spending this much on my own PC because I'm just not that good of a gamer. So anyway, yeah, let's get stuck into it. So I like the wood panel on this Antec case. I do really like the etching there at the bottom there. It's sort of it's carved out the word Antec there on the bottom of the case. I don't know if you can see that very well on the video there, but it really looks nice. I like it. Antec is not some like random Chinese brand that just started up, you know, 6 months ago. Antec have been around for over 20 years at this stage, I believe. So they've got a lot of experience building cases. they also make other peripherals as well, but these cases here that we're seeing, what they are, what they're known as in this industry, what we call them, what we call these things is a Lian Li D11 clone. So basically it's exactly like a Lian Li D11 series case. Has the same sort of dimensions, it has the same fan configuration, etc. Only this is made by a different company. It's not Lian Li. Lian Li were the first ones that came out with this design. So these days we sort of refer to all of these things as clones. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Lian Li made the best version of it. For example, so see this back panel here, this is actually a mesh back panel all the way across. You can actually see through it a little bit there on the video. So rather than just having a small mesh vent like directly around, it's the whole way across. I think it looks nice, it looks more uniform, even though the airflow dynamics won't be affected too much by that design choice. I quite like that. I quite like the wood there on the front. It would really depend on what sort of desk and what sort of room, in terms of the furniture and stuff, that this would fit in well with. So, you know, I mean, for some people, you know, if you don't have like a wooden desk, or you don't have that kind of theme in your house, it might not look very nice. However, if you've got a wooden desk, this would look brilliant. You know, like it's a way of, you know, combining the RGB lighting that's going to come in this case with the wood that you would see in a wood desk, or, you know, just with this fancy bit of wood there at the front. Alright, so look, we'll have a look at that case a little bit more when we start to put it all together, but I think it's fairly straightforward there in the middle. Let's just go over to the chat here, make sure I'm not missing anyone. We got is that Fianor. Let me just zoom in so I can read the comments here. Christine's not with me tonight, she's still at work. Yeah, so Fianor just asked, ahoy there, Street Jesus and Christine. Has been a hot minute, mate. Yes, it has. It's been a little while. It's been a little bit slow. But yeah, I mean, things are pretty rough out there. 50 series was an absolute horrendous move for the mid-range gaming PCs. They've sort of, the way that they've done 50 series, they've tried to destroy mid-range gaming PCs. So unless it's a budget or a high-end, very, very hard to sell right now, basically. So yeah, that's a universal thing. Like, we're expecting a lot better price performance with 50 series, but Nvidia decided to screw the whole industry over. So it is what it is. That's why I'm not advertising as much, because I don't, as a business owner, I can't justify spending a lot of money in marketing when I'm not going to get the sales coming from it. So when there's bigger factors involved, things like the horrible price performance of 50 series cards, and how it sort of meant that all of the mid-range gaming PCs became a worse price performance prospect, I'm not going to go, considering the bulk of what I sell is mid-range gaming PCs, I'm not going to go and pour a heap of capital into that for no reason. So just if you're wondering where I've been and what's going on, it's out of my control, guys. Yeah. Oh, where are we? Okay, so we're going to go and get into our motherboard here. Oh, and just so everybody is aware, this was meant to be getting done on freaking Tuesday night. but I had a bit of an incident occur. So you can see my hands are kind of bandaged up on 4 out of 10 of my fingers there. My dog got out and went and attacked the neighbor's dog. The neighbor's dog's really small. It was just over the fence from me, so I dived over the fence and I jumped in between a pit bull and another dog to break them up so that my dog didn't kill the other dog, basically. And yeah, while I didn't get any major lacerations, I got some puncture marks, and my fingers and thumbs and shit there are like really bruised, so it's been hard to do anything really with my fingers all week. So I was meant to be building this for the customer on Tuesday night and getting it shipped out this week, but I had to just postpone it until today to give my fingers a couple of days to sort of go down from the initial swelling of having dogs, you know, clamping down on my fingers and the joints and stuff in there. So yeah, not feeling too bad today, so I'm keen to get this done, because if not, I'm just gonna fall behind. Okay, so look, let's have a look at the motherboard here. And so I will start from the top here, and you can have a look on the screen there, and you can follow along and see it a little bit better as I go through all of the main features on this board. So up the top there, we've got two 8-pin CPU power connectors there. So even if you wanted to go hard and overclock it to hell, you'll be right with this board. You've got plenty of CPU power there. We've got nice direct touch heat sinks there on the MOSFET, VRM and Co processors. There's actually a heat pipe in between these heat sinks as well, just to better distribute that heat. We've got our AM5 socket there in the middle, obviously. Up the top here, we've got 4 fan headers, our CPU plus 3 others. We've got a postcode indicator light there. We've got a 5-volt RGB header. We have a push button start there for the motherboard, so if we wanted to just use it as a test bench, I guess we could just use the button there. We've got our 24-pin ATX power there for the motherboard. We've got a USB-C front panel connector. We've got dual USB 3 connectors. Obviously we've got our 4 DIMM slots there for our RAM, so it's dual channel over 4 slots. We've got 4 SATA cables there. What have we got? We've got a temp sensor header. We've got a clear CMOS header. We've got our front panel connectors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more fan headers down the bottom there. We've got 3 USB 2s, which is handy to have. We have another 2 5-volt RGB headers. And we got our front panel audio at the bottom. Our gold capacitors there in the bottom corner, that's our audio capacitors. And we'll have a total of, looks like a total of 4 NVMe SSD slots. And we've got a X4 and an X16 PCIe slot there as well. Oh, actually, I think we might have 5. 1, 2, 3. It's either 4 or 5. I'm not actually sure what's under these heat sinks. This bottom one could be 2, or it could just be 1. So we've definitely got obviously the single Gen 5 slot, which will work with our Gen 5 T705 SSD there from Crucial. But the others, yeah, these are just Gen 4s. They could probably go anywhere, so we might have a look at that when we unbox it. So the only thing I haven't spoken about is the rear I/O. So as you can see from the photo there, you've got quad USB-C connectors there. What have you got? You got two Thunderbolts and a 10 gigabit and a 20 gigabit USB-Cs. So if you look at USB-Cs, the 40G, that's your Thunderbolt, your full speed Thunderbolt connections. The other two are just your USB either 3.1 or 3.2 connectors. But in addition to those 4 USB-Cs there, you also have another 9 USB-A ports. They're all USB 3.1s. You've got a 5 gigabit Ethernet there, Wi-Fi 7. You got a SPI-Diff out, aka optical out plus line out, mic in. So realistically, a pretty bloody awesome motherboard. Latios is here, good to see you. Hey Latios, how you going? Good to have you with us. Alrighty, so let's get stuck right into it. Alrighty, here's our Ryzen 9950X3D. What a bloody ripper of a CPU, right? Right. Careful you don't drop it because you don't have good grip on all your fingers. Alrighty, so we've got our Corsair Dominator here. Okay, okay, so if you got a Gen 5 drive, you've got to make sure you've got a board with Gen 5 SSD. Okay. Oh, look at that. Get our Gen 5 drive going on. So all our Crucial drives here come with 5-year warranties. If you're unfamiliar with Crucial as a brand, basically Crucial is Samsung's biggest competitor when it comes to SSDs. They're the same quality. Samsung is a Korean company, whereas Crucial is an American company. So basically they're just on the other side of the Pacific from each other. There's only 4 companies that make all the SSD NAND flash on all the different brands of drives that you can see, and Crucial is one of those manufacturers that actually make their own SSDs. So they're one of the actual 4 companies that actually make the actual chips that go on the SSDs. So yes, they are basically, it's basically Samsung, but cheaper, because Samsung, they know they're very much aware that that people don't know who the fuck Crucial is, but they know who Samsung is, and they price their products accordingly. So if you get a PC from me and you don't have a preference on brand for your SSD, I'll normally go Crucial or Silicon Power or whatever's on special at the time. But yeah, like for everything else, yeah, I'm never gonna I don't work for freaking like Samsung or whatever. So yeah, I don't push brands unless I've got a reason to push them. So okay, look at that. Just remove that plastic there on the bottom. I'll leave the stuff on the top there because that's easily accessible. It's just when we put the graphics card in there, all that stuff at the bottom will be obscured. I know that people like to peel off their own plastic. I personally, I don't really care about that, but apparently that's what people like, so we will leave that. Okay, so that's our motherboard prepped and ready to go. Okay. AMD just keep putting these standard mounting brackets on the motherboard, but then hardly any manufacturers actually use them. They all have their own freaking Whoop. Okay. So yeah, obviously this cooler here's got an LCD screen on it, so Okay, so basically the cooler will sit like this in the case. So we just need some fans now. So these are our Lian SL Infinity wireless 120mm fans here. So the wireless just makes it a little bit easier to sort of set everything up. Only please bear with me if I have any issues getting these set up. I've only done them once. I've only used the wireless version of these fans once before, and if I remember right, I did have some random little issues getting it all set up. But I think we'll be right. So they got these little rubber things that cover up the screws, because you know apparently seeing a screw in a PC is like somehow a bad thing, and you don't want to see that anymore. Okay, so that's all ready to go. Alrighty, so now let's have a look at this case. Alrighty, so at the back there, what have we got? We've got room for a couple of hard drives. Yeah, pretty straightforward at the back there. Not really much else to say about it. It's just very standard DO11 case design. It's a standard DO11 clone. Yeah, happy days. Okay. So we've got our rear fan installed. So one thing about this build here tonight is these fans are all individual, so I need another Lian wireless controller, and I know I've got like 2 or so of them like laying around. I'm pretty sure last time I used Lian wireless fans, I had 3 3-packs that came with the controllers. But yeah, I don't know where they are. So probably just put this one together tonight and I'll have a look for it over the weekend. And then once I find it, I'm gonna take some sexy photos of the PC all ready to go. Are you serious? Okay. Nearly there. So many fans to install on a D11 clone or a D11. Bits of rubber. Oh, it's so annoying. Seriously, what a waste of fucking money. Alright, putting these bits of rubber in here. Seriously? Okay. Okay. Look at that. That's coming along. Are you serious? Little rubber things over the fan headers. Okay, we're nearly there. Okay. So now for the star of the show, our RTX 5080. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that wireless controller, the spare one that I've got for our fans. So when we turn them on, the fans aren't gonna light up at first. So I know I've got a spare one of these controllers lying around somewhere. It's brand new, hasn't been used. But I'm gonna have to go look for it. I got a lot of stuff in this room right now, non-computer related stuff that's in the way. So I'm gonna have to look for it at another time. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll go and install Windows, and we'll do everything like that, and then as for the lighting, I'll look at that over the weekend. I'll post some sexy photos of it all lit up and ready to go. And then yeah, if no other issues, I'll get this shipped out to the customer on Monday. Alrighty, so we're using slots 3 and 4. Okay, interesting. Okay. 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 What the fuck? There we go. is going on here? Let's just try and update the BIOS. Yeah. Yeah, right.
How's it going?
Good.
I like that brand. I don't think I've seen that before.
That's Corsair Dominator Titanium.
Oh, okay. Is it new?
Oh, it's not new. This is a 96 gigabyte kit of RAM.
Sorry?
It's a 96 gigabyte kit of RAM, I think.
Oh, shit.
I think it's 96. Yeah. 96 gigabytes, 248 gigabyte sticks.
Cool.
I'm probably going to leave it tonight because I've got to. I bought all single fans, and I need the actual wireless controller. Remember those Lian Li USB looking things that I had? Remember I had a couple of them?
Yeah.
I need to find one of them. So I need to clean up. I need to clean up in here to find that other one. So we'll just we'll probably finish up. We'll probably finish up for tonight now after I've done the BIOS update.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to because I'd rather do everything and get everything else completely right all at once. So do all the software installation, make sure the fans and everything are working and synced in with the app before I ship it off, obviously.
Yeah.
See, look babe, I found one of the end pieces for one of those sticks. I found that while I was sort of looking around.
Oh, it's around.
If I don't find one, I will just buy one on Monday. But yeah, nah, that's all good. Well,
What are you eating? Being a good vacuum cleaner and finding stuff on the floor, eh?
alrighty. Well, if you've been listening to what I was saying to Christine, I'm going to leave it here for tonight. Just because I need to get the wireless controller for these fans. I've got a spare one, as I was saying, I've got a spare one lying around here, but I really need to clean up in this room. I'm not sure whether I've put it away in my box of spare parts, my boxes of spare parts, or whether it's on the floor here somewhere and I just need to clean up. So I'm going to clean up, I'm going to get that controller, and then we'll go and do the software installation. We'll make sure our fans and everything else is working as expected. But it all looks pretty good. I don't anticipate any issues. And if that's the case, we'll be able to ship it off on Monday. So I feel really bad because, as I was saying earlier, I got bitten by dogs on Tuesday because my dog got out and went to attack the neighbour's dog. And because the neighbour's dog's much smaller than my dog, if I didn't do anything, my dog would have killed my neighbour's dog. So I jumped into action. I jumped over the fence. I got right in between two dogs and I pulled them apart from each other. And yeah, I had some crushing dog bite force on my fingers. 4 out of 10 of my fingers. And basically, yeah, I wasn't really ready to be plugging in things and screwing things for a PC build, so I had to delay it a little bit further. So
It's all your fault. Yep.
We had a delay for the RAM, and then it was all good to go, and then I got freaking bitten by the dog. You're a small dog, and you're the problem.
She doesn't know what she did. She's a dog.
Nah, that's all good. Alrighty, so if you want to catch the follow-up for this, the completion, we're going to do it on Sunday night. It'll be fairly short, should only take an hour or less. And then if everything's all good, I'll be able to get this shipped off on Monday. So, look, thanks everyone for watching tonight. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.